Can I help you? Got the 20 real? Good. You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need another 20 real tomorrow.
How could anyone forget, asshole? Take it easy on him. Deep down, he really hates being the guy who has to remind you.
Another thing. Great. I love those. Yes, and the phone company is taking its sweet time sending someone to fix it. Losers. It's not strange, it's inconvenient. Who told you that? Fine, yeah, it looked like someone had messed with the wiring. It was shortly after the hanging, but I don't know if it's at all related. Plenty of assholes around here who aren't murderers.
He's exhausted from years of dealing with the assholes. That's why he's trying so hard not to be one too.
If you do find out who cut the line, though, let me know, so I can forward them the repair bill. Yes?
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod, acknowledging your presence. He smiles and nods enthusiastically and, chattering away in his language, ladles some brew into a small thermal cup, then hands it to you. You see a heavy steel door with the cobalt blue surf. The door does a challenge. The steel doesn't even tremble. Now you're hanging from the handle. The door remains immobile. Okay, it was a challenge, and you failed. What now, loser? The cobalt blue surface. Behind the dockworkers, a ceiling-height window. The hawthorn branches scrape the glass like bony fingers. The men are talking, but you swear you hear those black limbs tap on the window as the wind blows outside. There's a little slide panel up there to let some air in. No need to open it in spring. It's still too cold outside. You're not so sure about that. Somehow you just know there's something out there, behind the glass.
Yeah, your mother.
I've got nothing to say to you. Why are you wasting your time?
Can I help you? Thanks. I hope you found what you were looking for. How strange. I certainly didn't put them there. The trash collection service? CS Municipal. I don't see why they would put anything in the trash, though.
Ah, the elusive CS Municipal. I doubt we'll be able to track down who was sent here last and when. This will have to be one of those little threats that solves itself down the road.
On Clinton Street, near the Boogie Street Diamond, a small truck rattles down an alleyway. It stops by a rusted trash container.
Thank you anyway.
Sylvie had the keys before I got here, and I can vouch for her. I can vouch for all my stuff. None of us would tamper with the crime scene. Yes?
The door is closed. This door can only be opened with... Kim also tries not to look at the pile of taped viscera on the carpet, or the weird suitcase on the hat rack, or the potted plant dying in the corner. But it's all just too morbid to ignore. The man is finding it hard not to trip on the tape, and not to send any of the bottles rolling across the floor. He nods. He takes a step toward the door, like he'd like to leave. A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression. A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
Oh, hello, dear. I didn't notice you at first.
Note, you don't have any new winning tactics to get the woman to spill the beans about crypt.
Surely things can't be that.
You sense that she won't judge you, no matter what you say.
You know where we are, right? That's right. And where is the whirling itself located? Yes, indeed. We are in the fine city of Revachol. Oh my, how would I even begin to tell you? I haven't seen very many other cities. Speaking of history, you know what year it is, yes? Perhaps, dear, perhaps.
She is perturbed by your not knowing what year it is, but not by your... The lieutenant studies you, rubbing his chin. I'm beginning to suspect that you might indeed be completely adrift in this reality, thinks the lieutenant. How can it be that bad? Never mind. We're in this now. Outside, spring rain seeps into the cracks in the walls and the cobblestone streets and into grated storm drains. All the way.
I can tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government? Oh, no. Nothing like that, dear. Revachol is a zone of control led by an alliance of foreign powers called the Coalition. We have... Oh, dear. This is troubling. You really ought to know that, being one... But we should stop for today.
She's scared now. She's realized you really are brain damaged.
Someone more educated in...
No, I'm not an encyclopedia. I won't be a...
Of course. Then, I don't know, someone rich maybe. But thank you, sweetie. You did make me forget about my worry. Hello, dear. I didn't notice you.
Now it's turning into a kind of a snow limbo, man. Now it's turning into a...
An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island, pointing toward the sea. It looks... A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. The windows are clear.
Likely, yes.
He was acting tough before. This probably scared him a bit. Who...
Right to work! Right! When a bunch of ungrateful, lazy cockroaches can't get their act.
Beats me. They mumble nonsense.
When the man moves around, you perceive There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His set of clothing looks vaguely mismatched. His shirt is far too small and an unpleasantly tight fit, while the overalls, held up by a belt, seem to fit a man with much more corpulence. He ignores your question, choosing instead to turn to the emaciated workers, raising both fists in the air.
Looking for something?
The tear machines, your bottles clunk into the... Do you know what you should do with that money, kiddo?
Is this about the questions again? Because I don't really know anything. A warehouse? I don't know. Maybe. I don't really care what Frit.
She looks up from
Fine. Frit doesn't have a warehouse. Just a little back room here. Okay?
Reality. You mean, what reality? Economic
I don't know. What about it? We're in Frit as mankind, or as a nation, or we're in Revachol, like on the Insulindian Isola. You're welcome. I don't know. Look at
The clock shows the time at 10:09. The hands seem to be still. It's a
our government. Or do you mean something else? When ordinary people take over? Yeah, it happened like cool.
There are clothes inside. Cheap second-hand clothes, smelling of...
Don't be shy. These are premium class clothes. Good quality fabrics, best retro design. Save the economy with your style, officer.
You find your hands deep in tattered and faded garments made from weird polyester blends that make your body itch and sweat in all the wrong places.
Economical, but also trendy. Look firsthand, buy secondhand. Keep the economy moving.
Something cold grazes your hand. Synthetic and sleek. A windbreaker. Surf, it says, but also wind, summer, 100% waterproof. Practical, and yet it may deaden your senses to the world around you.
Good choice, officer. Mega sporty. And it's only $4.50 for you, sir.
You see two lowly, defeated speakers, thralls, slaves basically, perched atop them like conquerors surveying the land. A pair of found, durable wear sneakers, ultra series.
I can see you with taste for luxury, officer. Can't keep your eyes off those sneakers?
These once respectable speakers have been conquered, reduced.
No, don't look at the speakers, officer. Look at the sneakers. These, officer? These speakers are Samaran garbage. I'm ashamed to even use them for props. No way, officer! These aren't for sale. They're bad speakers. Low-fi socialist junk. No, officer. You're a high-class policeman who accepts nothing less than the best. Lucky for you, I've got the best on sale. Well, if you want, but see, they are the pedestal for my sneakers. If I let go of the... If, on the other hand, you wanted to buy the sneakers too, I could maybe throw in the speakers for little extra. 50 cents?
A pair of found ultras. The design.
Those sneakers, mister. Those sneakers are the latest found sneakers. Super air, super fine, super cool. Only 50 real.
There's a pile of cheap sunglasses in...
You like sunglasses, officer? I've got the latest styles.
These are all boring. Boring.
These are all first-rate sunglasses. Premium design, super material, very cool. You...
Abort. These are hideous. What's more...
Damn, officer! You look like a man.
They're perfect for concealing your bloodshot and baggy eyes. It's going to be very difficult for anyone to take...
No, you are definitely not buying those. No, I can't. We can't walk around with you looking like this. Okay, fine. Go ahead. If you want to look like a...
You see a Samaran street vendor surrounded by a motley assemblage of goods. When he realizes you're looking at him, his face breaks into a wide, welcoming grin. The name Sileng is embroidered over his breast pocket.
Happy shopping, officer! Everything's cool here. Everything's cool. The goods are cool, the customers are cool, the place is cool. And one more thing, officer.
From out on the bay, a cool wind gathers. It sweeps into the city, tugging at the textiles hanging around the stand. Some distance away, the sound of a tin can clattering across the street can be heard.
You're very cool. Bang, 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 bang! Oh, yes! You got style. You got personal style. You know what you like. You like premium menswear. Look around and browse. Everything looks cool on a guy like you. Take your time. Everything's still cool here, officer. Me? It's a boring story, officer. Who cares about the past? I'm all business now. Oh, very sharp, officer. I'm Serais from the Sigai province of the Serais Empire. The apricot suzerainty, you know?
The apricot suzerainty is what the Sigai archipelago is commonly known as in Revachol. It's a bit of a fraught term, I'm sure you understand.
No, apricots come from Sigai. My grandma used to grow them. But Sigai is a shithole. That's why I came to Revachol. Here's much better for an independent entrepreneur. Less laws. Speaking of, why not support an independent local entrepreneur? I send half my
Well, if it's for his grandma, you should buy a lot of things.
Drugs? I don't go in for that, officer. Drugs ruin lives. Unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are excellent. Mwah! Tasty, tasty drugs. That's very cool. A lot of the coolest detectives do drugs. Sadly, I don't have any drugs on sale. That's even cooler. You investigating that and all. But, I am not a... Who said that? It's the fat racist, right? I bet it's him. He has an agenda against me.
So you admit you're a lorry driver?
No, I just said I work. Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. This is my dream. Exactly. It's such a small part of my life. It's in the rear view mirror now. I'm climbing out of that hole with ingenuity. Nothing. I told you. I'm not a dumb guy.
And what crowd?
Crowd, you know.
There's more here. He's afraid of this crowd, whoever they are, more than he is of the racist lorry man.
Look, there's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know. Please don't get me into this mess. I've spent 15 years working my way up. It's a she, okay? The other drivers call her the lady driver. You're better off staying away from her. The way they talk about her, she's no lady. I don't know. Maybe. If she is,
It could be. She was strange.
all of them. I don't know. I told...
Who exactly is talking about this lady driver of yours? The racist or the other one with the tattoos?
All of them. Even the ones who've left. I don't hang out with them. I don't remember who has tattoos. All right. I scored. Let's cap this off with a purchase. You can walk away from here with funky sunglasses, detectives.
A couple of indicator lights are missing from this control panel. Loose wires dangle from the now vacant holes. In the middle is a lever. Beneath it, a small metal plaque. This panel usually closes the waterlock, turning it into a bridge that lets you cross the canal. But there's a crashed salmon and butter sign in the way. Pulling the lever probably won't do anything.
Evening, officers.
A burly man hangs out by the waterlock, carving up a generous serving of salami with an old hunter's knife. His eyes are fixed on a man stranded on the other side of the waterlock and on an enormous billboard that has fallen down into the canal between them. His posture is relaxed. Despite his powerful build and a knife in his hand, this man resorts to physical intimidation only infrequently, if at all.
I wasn't here to witness it, but those look like tire tracks on that sign. Weird, huh? Then again, plenty of daredevil drivers in Revachol.
The words daredevil driver sound ominous to you.
Too bad it also takes a year and a day to repair anything around here, especially a waterlock. The rest of the coast is closed off till then. Well, there's the fishing village, an abandoned fish market, a bizarro church. Not much use to the congregation, though. There always seems to be something wrong with it. Yeah, not really much else. Just bombed out ruins. Sure thing. Want some too, officer?
Why not?
Evening, officers.
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. Some on horseback, others in rags, others yet in bright blue uniforms. All are stern and unyielding in their duty. Try to find something pretty and cool here, then use it to win her back. Yes, buy something nice, a figurine. Big men on big horses, clad in lamella armor and carrying flintlocks, the kind that would mow down a line of enemy soldiers in the blink of an eye.
Franco-Nigerian knight. I used to be very serious about these guys.
A long, long time ago. They're not all blue. These figurines also wear gold coats and caps, complemented by orange trousers. They are variously posed, wielding swords and rifles with
This is what the loyalists looked like, yes, at first. Then they wised up and got camouflage.
Which ones? Ah, those. Yes, they are. I find the paint job a bit gaudy, but children like the bright colours indiscriminately.
This set of soldiers isn't meant to look impressive. A few.
You're probably talking about the revolutionaries, yeah? I think their poverty has been exaggerated for effect. When you place them next to the royalists, it doesn't seem like they could possibly win. Okay, I don't like either set too much, to be honest.
He seems to have his own take on the conflict played out in perpetuity by these toys. Might be interesting to find out what it is. Everything you pick out seems faded, chipped, and sad somehow. A typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps. The light pole has been carefully cut, and the wiring has been redone.
Yes, officer. As you see, it's in perfect working order.
His manner is casual, but his speech is careful, measured. He wants you to know that he has nothing to hide.
It was brought to me to be altered.
We are not here to investigate the theft of city property. You have to admit it's rather clever what he's done with it.
700 real. A bargain, I dare say.
A bargain? No, it's not. He's trying to sweet-talk you into buying trash.
The light has undergone 3 transformations, and every transformation, large or small, has a... Well, there are the cost of removal and rewiring. The most important transformation is the light's placement among ordinary indoor fixtures, which has adjusted its morphological field. The light became suitable for use inside the home just a few days ago.
The boomboxes on the shelf look well-loved and well-traveled. Chipped, dented, they stare at you with the unblinking eyes of their tape reels. One especially catches your eye. Deep gold and amber plastic with a big old handle on top. A classic boombox that says, Stereo 8 approved. This is you. Golden orange. A sunset suite. Just make sure it works before you buy it.
Is the Harman Welshie W2, made in Vespa, designed in Seoul, plays all reel-to-reel formats, 2mm, 8mm. If police work means playing tapes, sure.
Like a beach party, with sand and sun and seagulls dancing on the breeze.
Theoretically, yes, but we don't have time right now. It's generally murder investigation first, then beach party.
It'll play that. Any requiem, really. Also dirges, madrigals, chants, as long as it's on tape. Absolutely. I've tested each one myself with recordings of speech, found sounds and music from a variety of genres, even though I don't really like music. It's not often that I see officers from the art. What can I do?
His courtesy is not insincere, but he prefers being alone with his projector, just watching the movement of light across the walls of the shop.
Oh no, not at all. I guess I haven't had many customers lately, RCM or otherwise.
Who are your customers usually?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travelers, people looking for a deal, people looking for a keepsake, people who are terminally bored. As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from. It keeps me entertained.
Entertained? He might be high. If he is, on what?
Hello again. How can I help you?
feeling warm and enthralled by the movement of light while the mine continues to race forward. Lucky bastard, he's probably on Pyrrolidon. It's tough to come by on the street. A drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness. It has psychedelic side effects, and it makes your eyes turn yellow.
I try to keep the shop at a comfortable temperature.
There's a note of indignation in his voice. Interesting. Those triangle patches on his vest, you have a feeling they mean something, like they're similar to the halogen rectangle on your jacket.
I was with the Emergency Relief Brigade. You know, after the People's Pile disaster. Had to take Pyrrolidon for radiation sickness. That's what you were hinting at just now, wasn't it?
He's taken it for mental and emotional, not physical pain these days.
A bad idea. Some poor leftist built a particle decay generator in hopes of bringing affordable electricity to underserved communities. It malfunctioned. Radioactive waste everywhere. Probably some of it in you too. We were an all-volunteer force, self-organized. Tried to help the fire brigades contain the spill. I lived by the river since I was a small boy. The Esperance. Didn't have the... There wasn't much the volunteer force could do, however. We wasted years in the river mud. Years getting sick. There's a reason why everyone's tried to forget any of it ever happened, and why no one has tried to repair or replace the pile. So much disappointment, and early deaths. Cancer mostly. And we knew all that was coming even as we were cleaning up as best we could. No one's. Everyone's.
So much bitterness.
A bunch of poor people built themselves a primitive nuclear reactor, hoping for the best. What do you think is going to happen? The cleanup happened 15 years ago. I was young then. Later, my second aunt died. Left me this shack and all the assorted junk in it. So I came to Martinez. People told me don't go there. It's a shithole. I said, people, we just had a nuclear pile meltdown. I'm gonna get as far away from Forburg as I can. Still in the same city, but... I like the theory more than the story. Outward movement, not vortices.
Yeah, you gotta get in on those vortices, my man.
Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question. I promptly sold her the gun you pawned a couple days back.
What? Sold? The lieutenant shifts from one foot to another. Alert.
She didn't seem like a policeman, although she kept referring to herself as a pig, which was odd. I found her interest in, truth be told.
Right, so let me get this right. You sold your sidearm, issued by the citizens' militia, and now a civilian is running around the streets of Martinez with it?
Miraculously, his face does not reveal what's happening inside.
You're right that she could cast aspersions on the Force. We have to find her.
You were adamant about getting rid of it, officer. Said you were undeserving, and I don't like keeping guns around the shop for long. Off-the-charts photon emissions. The unhealthy kind.
He's not telling you the whole story. It seems he's trying to spare you.
You weren't quiet yourself, officer. You were very distraught. You said the gun was a threat to your life, and when I said that I don't normally buy firearms, you put the gun barrel in your mouth.
You sucked on a gun? Good. Very normal.
15 real.
The lieutenant looks from you to Roy, and then Back to you. It's clear that he hopes this tableau might... This has got to be the most. There's pity there too, in case you didn't notice.
It certainly does, especially in Revachol. My apologies, officer, but I have no idea where she was coming from or where she went.
A needle in a haystack. There is nothing you can do about it now. You'll just have to hope you luck upon her somehow.
Of course. I doubt it, but I can try and answer any questions you may have. I do my best to keep my distance from all manner of butchery. Bad for business, bad for everyone.
No one likes to see what you have to see every day. The pawnbroker's gaze is already fixed on the dancing colors.
Have you tried it before?
It's almost like he's worried for you. The lieutenant steps away, pretending to admire some of them. Go ahead then, he thinks. As long as you can walk straight, I don't care.
If you say so. Here you go, man.
Yes, darling. That's the coalition government ordained Parolidon. Straight into your gut.
Of course. Let me have a look. Oh, no. I don't like those kinds of objects. No, sir. Aphotic paths, counter-radiance networks, anti-magnetism. It's darkness. That's all I know. Sell me something lighter. Jean-Baptiste's summer dinghy rates is 31. What a pleasant time that was. So, what do you want to know? Price? I can give you $3.20 for it. A pin from 31 ought to be priced at $3.10, but I added another 10 cents. Sure, I can keep it behind the counter for a week, but only if you pawn it right now. Sure thing. So, do you want to sell anything? Anything else you're thinking of selling? Anything else you're thinking of selling? Another time, perhaps.
The woman is still hunched over the railing.
Huh? What is it? What do you want? Did you just call me a lady, Sheriff?
She clearly doesn't think she's a lady. Don't repeat it.
I'm not that either, Sheriff. I've gone too far from it all to remember what was between my legs. It doesn't work like that on the long haul. I'm only terrifying to small children and to those who used to know me. Because they can no longer recognize the person I once was. The big ones, the trucks. There's no women and men there, it's all just... In the middle of this town, there's a ghostly motorway. It takes all the people where they want to stay.
You feel very cold suddenly, as if standing face to face with a terrifying adversary. Then the feeling dissipates, and all you see is an aging woman.
How should I know? Do I look like I spend a lot of time with the other commoners sniffing around, when I have my movies to go to? Oh, Sim.
Still here, stuck in this damn jam, my man. What's up? I don't want to talk about that. Man, I was hoping it isn't gonna be her. All I can say is, she isn't around here anymore. She isn't some evil drug trafficker, and I don't know where she is. I didn't, man. I told you I was hoping it's not her, that she wouldn't be mixed up in it.
He still is, hoping. It's just wishful thinking on his part, not trickery.
Thank God I don't know. People here call her the Lady Driver. She kept her name a secret, from me too. Now I see why. A friend? An acquaintance? I don't know. She was the only person in this damn jam I could talk to. She's someone I don't want to rat out to the law, okay? A youngish woman. Gruff, but in a cool way.
What color hair?
Blue and violet. Dyed. It was violet when she got here. Blue before she went. Damn, I don't want to... Please just let it go.
We can't just let it go.
That's how it always is with you, isn't it? All part of the investigation. The girls...
It won't come to that. We won't pursue her on this. This is information only.
I don't believe you. She's got the darkness in her. That young person's darkness when you think it's all over. And you're looking for a way out.
She shared this with you?
Yes. Which is why I don't want to snitch on her. I heard the rumors. I saw the other drivers looking at me strange when we talked. And she told me, too, that she's had a violent life. But I wasn't afraid of her. More like for her.
Did this violent life include drug trafficking?
Well, it looks like it did now. But we didn't talk about that. We talked about life, you know? She talked about her mind. The way it worked. The trouble it was giving her.
The pain it was causing her.
Fuck, man. Go grill someone else with these questions, okay? There are plenty of drivers here who couldn't stand her, or were afraid of her. They'd be more than happy to rat her out.
He's right. There are other options. The raceman, for one. Push Tommy, and it will break his heart. And his spirit. Don't expect you to be pals. Now is not the time to focus on feelings. You need that info, son.
Thank you, friend.
The tear machine stands. Your bottles clunk, and do you know what you should do with them?
Is this about the questions again?
I've got nothing to say to you.
The bed is still cold. The bed is still cold from the wind blowing in from the broken window.
Here we are again, my broken bird. The waves are coming, carrying you away. But you can't go. No, you have to stay. Always half aware of yourself. You're not cooperating, brother man. It's your disgusting body. Even through your sleep, you feel a vague discomfort suffusing it. Your belly and your sides are unpleasantly tender. You wish you could curl up into a fetal ball of safety. But you cannot, because of the pain.
And there's a lot of it, ever present in your organs. It's like every one of them has their own nasty song to sing. Every cell in your body is moaning in agony, asking, what did we ever do to you?
And why might that be the case? What lava lights on such a bloated corpse to be?
Now you've gone off the rails, baby. Now you're stuck sitting here by the tracks. You're just stuck here, in the half-world. Could try looking at other people, really looking. But why would you want to start doing that?
Oh, baby boy, you're already in.
Maybe if you know, like, took a lot of... Maybe if you weren't so hard on yourself.
What do you think you're doing right now? Coming to some greater awareness? Look at all these
Let it.
But it never seems to let you go, does it? Time to rise and wipe that shining sweat off as best you can. Gather your bearings. Rock and roll.
The window stands broken in its frame. The morning light hurts your eyes. It's hazy, but you see them. The fan stands still. The lights are on. A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression. door is... The woman in an RCM patrol officer's uniform winces as she notices you.
I would really prefer not to talk to you right now.
A patrol officer is the lowest rank in the RCM, below lieutenant and sergeant.
Yes, I am. I don't know. I mean, why would I want to talk to you? No, you haven't wronged me. It's okay.
Something changes in her. It's pity.
Okay, fine. Let's talk. What did you want? What precinct?
Am I from? God, he doesn't know.
Fucking deranged lunatic.
I don't know what to say.
Don't say anything, Judith. Me? No. I'm just a man with sunglasses. I like wearing sunglasses inside. Sunglasses and a fucking wig.
I'm just looking out for...
You?
No one. I'm just a man with sunglasses. And you are?
Yes. A policewoman who just wants to do her job. That's all.
Something about the man with sunglasses and you, the energy between you two is making...
You look like shit. And I don't mean that as a metaphor. Wow, you seem stable and in control. Now what do you want?
Okay, so this guy is cool. He stands there like a statue. Don't even try to win him over. He won't. You know what it is. It's like the two of you know each other. Just ask him.
Oh, I definitely know you from somewhere.
Another life.
Yes, from another life. A different life. Maybe the... To what station do you think you would belong in this alternate and totally fictional reality? Okay, that's plausible. That's entirely plausible. Now we're really getting somewhere. Somewhere good. Okay. Let's be crazy. Let's say you and I are partners. How's that for a thought experiment? None taken, my friend. None taken. Let's be honest. There's been some purely fictional talk in our imaginary station in regards of who'd even be worthy of your partnership. And the conclusion is that a man with your caliber should form his own one-man policing unit. Anyone else would just slow you down. Oh no. You see, I enjoy watching other, better cops solve crimes. And let me tell you, it's been quite a privilege seeing you work.
This isn't helping.
You're not going to believe this, but... Police, yes sir, solving crimes, locking up bad guys and just some regular boring motherfuckers in suits and uniforms. Nothing spectacularly extravagant like you, the far-out son of Lang. Oh, it's you eccentric genius. I mean, with your unorthodox approach to police work, it has to be you. Not even a little bit.
It's an urban myth about an officer who is so far undercover he can't remember who he is. As I said, just an urban myth. You are not the son of Lang.
He's trying to protect you from further rough handling, dished out by this sunglassed man.
Neither can I, partner. Neither can I.
It's a mere second, but it feels like you saw something. A gram of compassion in that sadness.
About what? You don't look like a cop. You know what you look like? Exactly.
He didn't answer your question.
No. 'Cause it's not my job. Why don't you go and fucking do yours and solve this damn hanging? Actually, I don't want to hear you say things.
Come on, Jean.
Okay, say things. I want to hear you say things.
Hear that? He wants you to say things. Say one. Suddenly, out of nowhere, case-related things start popping up in your head.
You're not shitting me, Millen. I can smell it all the way here. The whole town stinks.
We're getting to it. There have been complications.
I would love to, but I'm busy fucking off and not cramping your style. And that might cramp it, you see? Helping you. I don't know. Why are you?
Who knows why we do the things we do? Somehow bouncing those ideas off the man with sunglasses. You know what? It must be because he's buff. He looks like he...
Oh my god, there's more. You want something more? What is it? Okay, why not? So, do you know who hanged him? I don't know. Oh my god, there's... Watch out for you.
Okay, the man with the sunglasses and his hypothetical Station 41. Weird, right? There's something missing here. Something you can't put our finger on. You know what? Just ask him. I know it sounds crazy, and you'll probably get laughed at. But still, yes, just cross it off.
Again? I can't believe this shit. I'm going to say no. Just to see what you'll say to that. What'd you say? Okay?
Jean, he said okay. Give it a rest.
Okay, I was clearly wrong. He is a firefighter, male nurse, animal control agent, something of that kind. Not a cop. Go on with your cop work. Don't let me...
Yes? What is it?
God damn it, you leave her alone. Keep your weird bullshit to yourself and be professional for once, for fuck's sake.
Can I actually help you with something?
Yes, of course. Preposterous. I mean...
Of course I'm with him. Why do you ask?
And you look like you don't bathe, on principle.
Please, let's not turn this into another exchange, okay?
Oh, hello, dear. I didn't notice you at first. Oh my. What happened to the water lock? Oh, now you're just having fun at an old woman's expense. In any case...
You're welcome.
I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes you, and if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here. Oh, you're such a dear. Thank you, sweetie.
There's really no point in manipulating anyone. She'd be only too pleased to tell you about her work. Go.
Oh, I'd be delighted. Truth be told, I could...
One cryptid, not a couple. One. This won't turn into some kind of cryptid extravaganza. And I don't.
Or he'll be Ooh, tough choice there.
That would be the Giant of Kokonur. The giant lives in the most arid parts of the vast Kokonur Desert in South Samara, casting a strange light across the barren wastes. A mirage or a psychogenous luminance. No one knows for sure. It is like an awful mountain appearing from below the horizon. The towering luminosity of Kokonur is a bad omen.
Hui. No animal can be that low.
That's what makes it so peculiar. A species surviving at the very limits of scientific law. The giant of Koko. There are limits, you see, to how large a metabolism.
Great. This is great shit.
Hey, you promised you'd only ask about one cryptid.
The lieutenant poured something in him.
Ah, fuck it.
Well, the smallest cryptid is the Cryobacter catlensis, a unicellular bacterium. It was the bacterial colony Mijanou found had remained alive. Mijanou disappeared shortly after injecting herself with the bacteria she had brought back to study. No doubt yes, the bacteria had survived.
It's actually a little hard to see, but do go on.
Yes, and she's quite mad, too. After she treated, we can assume that she has been living somewhere in the wilderness for decades now, all alone except for the Cryobacter catlensis coursing through her bloodstream. The gnome of Jeroma. Oh, it is. None of his victims survived. Grieving relatives never. It was reportedly a small creature with webbed fingers and a protruding forehead and an ungainly little thing. Quite scary to look at. A couple of campers found it when it was already dying. They heard an odd wailing in the woods and followed the sound. It still took the gnome of Jeroma an entire day to die.
If the body of the creature was found, why aren't there detailed illustrations of it?
Alas, the first scientist who got his hands on the creature's corpse. Instead, all the venom leaked out of the creature's teeth and into the surrounding liquid, dissolving the creature itself. A poetic end, perhaps, but a real loss for science. What an interesting question.
Of course. All fairy tales have someone or something invisible in.
It's the Col de Mama d'Aqua. Its name means thin whisper of sound, and that's precisely what it is. Self-replicating sound waves, invisible and intangible. The Col de Mama is very afraid of us, which makes it incredibly difficult to track. Like nothing, it's such a high-pitched sound that us...
Fine, I'll bite. How can an animal be?
Many scientists have asked the same question. Some have claimed that it could be.
Maybe it's predatory.
It's not. Don't worry. If it...
I wouldn't be so sure. What if...
Plenty. It's the evidence that led to its discovery. When playing back recordings they had made in the foothills of the Ea, the scientists soon discovered they could...
She transforms when speaking about these
They realized that they had discovered a new species and called it the Col de Mama d'Aqua. They grew quite obsessed with these little birds. Sequester, Time, Joscan. That is a sad story. A group of they tried to communicate with it and had no other means but sound. So they started sending out sound waves at frequency.
This lady really should be a teacher. You have no clue, because you're not a dweeb.
Exactly. And these tests were performed so...
Great regret washes over her.
After that, the corpus...
Of course.
I'm glad you did, dear. What about what? Of course, dear.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Again, you find yourself looking at that big old window. Was that? Could it be the Col de Mama d'Aqua? No, it's probably just your imagination ringing in your ear. There seems to be an extremely high-pitched ring. Ultrasonic. Lena said it was very high-pitched, right? It's like something tickles your... There it is again. You're about to... It must be very close. Keep still. What are you doing? You're a police officer, not a pansy ornithologist. The only birds you should be looking for are healthy women of childbearing.
No, I don't hear the cold.
Of course he doesn't. He's... Oh no. The sound. No, Too late. It's gone. There is no... Keep your ears peeled, then. If the species really has migrated... Only the red cable is plugged into the breaker box, while the black one lies neglect. An electric sizzle. The room is slight. This orange machine, you slip your... If you want to try...
Equip the pry bar.
This orange machine is dead. The ice squeaks beneath the... You see the pry bar's metal handle bent.
Yeah, well, that's a good pry bar. I'm not criticizing it, but this ice cream maker is... I have no idea, officer. This ice cream...
Sooner or later, you will stumble upon a tool mighty enough. Then we will know what's in this mysterious ice cream maker. The bear's eyes are dead and empty. Ice inside the fridge, slowly melting. The power has been cut off. A friendly cartoon bear smiles.
Good question.
Somewhere in the past, it's summer. 5-year-old Fifette. As she makes her way to the market stall, her mother rushes to soothe.
I know. At least it's not...
The fridge sits empty before you.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a dye? I'm listening. I'm pretty sure it's still the... Sure, I'm good. Very good. That will be 7. I don't do orders.
There it is, a brave little army in your pocket. You picked the best one. This soldier...
Oh yes, Bratan! Please light up! You need...
Get a load of this rock and roll cop here. Repercussions. There's a high risk of glory. It will help you concentrate a bit. It only lets you concentrate because you're in nicotine withdrawal. Blah, blah, blah. Boring, thick, warm smoke gets sucked down into your lungs. Immediately, you feel a warm nostalgia fill your head, body, and soul. A nostalgia.
In the bottom right corner.
The barbell waits. This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk drawn, no reply. It's a solid lump of metal, but the shackle is deeply corroded. Better whip out those cutters. This door has been closed with a padlock. What are you doing? You're trying to cut the body of the lock with the chain cutters.
I believe it's the shackle you mean to cut, Detective.
He's just trying to help. Don't take it bad. Relax.
Perhaps you should give it another go.
What are you doing?
I believe it's the shackle you mean to cut.
He's just trying to help. Don't.
Perhaps you should give it another go.
You hear someone walking around inside. The walking stops. You can feel tension on the other side. A poor communard from the looks of it. The room.
Do I have to open the door? Do you have a warrant?
Let's go. We don't have a reason.
Later then. Entering this door seems a physical challenge.
Give me a moment. The cold never does any good for my bronchitis. I'm fine.
You're still worried.
Now, what do you want from me, policeman? I'm no one. Just an old woman who cleans these hallways. If you can call it living. I've a look. It's barely bigger than a closet. But I don't complain, no. I have my bed and my aching bones to keep me company. And
all she gets, too. The coastal wind beats down hard on the cold room door. Outside.
Ask away, policeman. People come and go. I don't keep an eye on everyone. No one lives there. It's been empty for months. Impossible. I would know if someone had moved in there. Maybe it's those countercultural people again. Breaking into a house like it's a public space. Great. Young people. They're worse than rats. Oh, that one is a sign. I think he studies astrology at the community. Something to do with all those stars around his door. That's what I said.
The lieutenant shakes his head. Come on, people. Try to keep up any standards here. It's not about stars.
I don't want to talk about Deweeters. Addicts. All of them. They don't like me cleaning behind their door.
So she doesn't. Not after that one time. It didn't get physical.
We saw unpaid utility bills.
No one likes them in this building. It's only because of the kids they haven't been thrown out. I don't like talking about those people. The artiste? Nothing I can do about her, I'm afraid. She ruins the walls faster than I can clean them. Still, she leaves an old lady to her business. More than I can say for her.
She mumbles some kind of...
Oh, you'll find plenty of Martins here. Don't you worry. Pea-brain. Someone played a trick on you. Martinez is a name.
Oops. You really didn't get the joke there.
I thought it was obvious. Anyway, officer, we don't have the witness's name.
Yes. I know who you mean. The scrawny...
Somewhere in the building, a child starts crying. You hear a radio tuned to a talk show and someone taking...
What's he in trouble for? Talk? He lives upstairs in room 28. Go to the balcony.
Thank you. We should go check out his apartment on the balcony.
This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk drawn. It's a solid lump of metal, but the shackle is deeply corroded. A solid...
You seem committed to it, so go on.
It's a solid... The lieutenant is concentrated on the hall. You hear someone walking around inside.
Excuse me?
Scare them. Suspected. There's no sweet talking your way in there. Be official.
Oh, come on!
That was smart.
Satisfied? My name is Marielle Charpentier, and I'm an agent with Martinez Realty Associates. I am not breaking in, as I have every right to be here. The keys, see?
Her voice is really cheerful, despite her obviously hating you.
Do you want to see my ID as well? You can't legally ask for it, but why not? Want to see my residence permit too?
It feels flimsy in hand, with the words, Revachol. Be friendly.
Thank you. Do you have any questions? I need to be back in Midtown in an hour. Oh, that's another huge mess. The former tenant owes us 3 months of rent. And again, I have no idea how stupid mistakes like this can even happen. But Ron, a hole in the wall. Can you believe it? And then the tenant ran off with his stuff. He's gone. The money's gone. Just like that.
Oh, it irks her. The incompetence.
Well, it does not disappear from my hands. No, I don't let it. Don't ask me what happened with the wall. I have no idea how we're going. Both apartments are now unrentable. Both. I need to get it ready for the next lease, but as you can see, the previous tenant completely trashed the place. It was some kind of a moribund old man who used to be a business owner. You'd think they'd make rent.
A sudden serious look crosses her face.
But that was months ago. Anyway, was there anything you wanted, or is that it? Of course.
Give me a moment. I see. I hope some good people are finally going to move in. This place needs them. Oh, I do like wizards. And people like them.
She means clairvoyance.
Ooh, the piggies have learned how to saunter up staircases. I didn't think you could do that with hooves. But here you are. Yeah, I can see that. Cool mutation.
That smell coming from her paint bucket. It's not paint. It's heavy fuel oil.
Red-dyed heavy fuel oil, intended for exclusive use in government vehicles, to be...
What did you think I was using? Aquarels? Sucked it out of a cop's fuel tank myself. Back in Jamrock.
She really did it. She's proud of it too.
You ain't seen nothing yet, piggy boo. What do I care about some fucking tin eggshells? Ugh, alright, sad piggy. I'll give you this one. I saw a little girl in the fishing village running around with military-grade handwear. If you haven't been there, The village is a shithole down the coast from the main plaza. Have a good time. No. That's all. I have a weakness for animals. It's the animal thing again. Damn it.
Or a weakness for police officers, miss. Thank you either way.
A shift in temperature. The air chills around you. Dust settles on the stony floor. A former architect stands before a slice of window, a room plan in her hand. A cold wave has made the air in the building stand still and frozen, with temperatures falling down to -20 degrees Celsius. It's clean and empty, with new tapestry embellishing the walls. A standard HB graphite pencil has fallen off a three-legged stool in the middle of the room, is red from the cold. She's breathing on her fingers, clasping the plan. Traces of sadness are visible in her expression. Faint pencil lines on paper depict the same place, but a missing eastern wall connects the room with the neighboring apartment. Ideas for arranging the furniture have been jotted down.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? Word has travelled, yes, but nothing of real substance has surfaced yet, I gather. Wild Pines has eyes on the intersection, but not ears.
It appears we are being monitored every step we take, colleague. Did we have any other business here?
This reality. Ah, yes.
Don't be phased, madame. He functions...
We may be here a while then.
All right, we're in. I know these all look good, but begin with the first, okay?
We're in Martinez, baby. A casual term of endearment popular among the 50-plus crowd. It's a disco. Aren't we? Martinez is a district of Rever. You would be excused for not knowing about it. I'm not a good ambassador.
A brief spike of long...
This place used to be a province. Yes.
There's a spark in the air, a live wire hanging in the wind, in your hungover neocortex.
It's not really a sea, it's the Bay of Revachol. And the bay feeds... Yes. We're on an island in an ocean. The world...
Vast, lukewarm and unknowable.
Caillou, as you all...
It is clear this pebble is of enormous,
Revachol? The great
as if it's self-explanatory.
history detective. The nations of the Occident, in the DeLorean century. They say it's where the terrible, by that I mean, we are standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island, able to I think it's fair to 22 kilometers from the center of the world.
Silence, the water, the light. There is no recognition, only the immensity of the sea.
We are where we are. I have no truer answer to give, unfortunately.
This is one thought you need.
Was there something else you wanted?
This has been informative. Might I suggest not?
Absolutely. My commitment here is long-term.
That is understandable.
Indeed. I'm always at your service. These are unimportant times, detective, for the big...
The smile of a predator. No doubt what she's got in.
All men are predators, dear. Nothing much to be... The revolution. It's quite easy. Every 100 years, those would...
She's not gloating. It's...
Oh, and the anarchists, did they ever? Before they got shot themselves, they shot 2 million people.
This does not represent the official RCM opinion.
Don't worry. Klas Mazov shot 15 million people in the head. Oh, lots of people. Even the king got shot in the head. Well, the real king abdicated and lived out a long and productive life as a venture capitalist in Grad. Yes. King Guillaume had him and tens of thousands. The liberals got the mineral rights. Liberals are usually middle. Some were rich. They didn't win.
We.
To foreign intervention. The coalition. Those people, the liberals, took everything that was... The coalition...
There is bitterness in her voice.
The moralists, at least not...
The rulers of
This is their zone of control. They embolden the art... Of course. The turn of the revolution began. It wasn't a who. It made people overthrow their... Of course not. It was from Revachol and Grad. Why?
Something tells you her life and yours are not that similar. Maybe it's because she has
a city.
The clatter.
The zone of control is modernity. 43 years. Hard to... The 20s or the 30s? No. Welcome to reality.
From the looks of it, the 50s haven't been much better for the zone of control.
I've known we could have had so much more. Every one of us. If only... Good question. What would you have done differently?
The cold.
I see. A tenth of humanity. The key of history is in the lock. Keep turning at any cost.
The wind.
Revachol.
Forever. And what is your...
There is curiosity.
My position.
Understandable. They are what they... Anyway.
Not so fast. Who is she in all this? Ask her who she is. She owes you an answer. She won't maneuver her way out of this.
I am the violent... I am a...
She raises the corner. It's sharp.
Yes. I am the nether creature of the... I can see you thought we'd gone extinct. After all, no sane person...
In her green eyes you see a mixture. Forgive her, but only because you like pearlescent teeth and those light green eyes.
A devil, who being of great charm and guile sneaketh...
Beneath her waterproof raincoat and silk shirt is a body imbibed in numb 12 perfume.
I hope we're able to remain... When the dust settled, the liberals were the only ones left to clean up the mess. By virtue of their survival, they were handed enormous power to shape... With due respect to our overlord...
An appropriate... While a gentle wind...
I would not have relinquished...
She realizes her...
Then for my daughters...
Dark orange flames reflect in her green eyes.
Yes, I suppose...
Seditious talk, man.
Perhaps. Yes. Whatever else I am, I'm also a mother. And a wife. Now, shall we return to reality? It's a neurological disorder.
She conveys it in short, in case he goes down later. souring the entire portfolio.
Well, it's either bariatric surgery or long-term. That seems
Yes, and perform autoerotic asphyxiation on yourself!
a bird, a sphenicid, a flightless bird of the polar regions, some sort of krill hunter. No, wait. Of course you're not, my dear. I'm just terrible at guessing. Ah, this or two. A pre-revolutionary tenement. Old building. This one used to be mostly the urban middle class.
Splat, splat.
Wonderful. The girl in the old lady rags. Looks like a sullen and rebellious member of... Yes, you and I belong to the soup. She prefers a fantasy world, an infraculture with its own dress code and vernacular. It is an illusion. I can't. That's how simple it is. All right. What next?
6 kilometers southwest, in the valley of... To his left, his partner, Emil Mo... Yes, he lost his mind, Tilbrook answered. We always do.
You? You're an officer of the RCM. Preciso Mundo. Nothing more.
Yes, we are the Revachol Citizens Militia.
Yes, that means not de jure. The RCM acts in what is poetically called the Twilight. The RCM's...
All three are good to know.
There's nothing yet. On the other, the post-rev... They called it...
That's somewhat of an Revacholian.
Yes, Lieutenant. Permit me to conclude with this. Who you... And if those authorities drink so hard they need... Nothing more?
Yes, we are.
Yes, that... Permit me... And if those authorities drink so hard they need help recalling the basic terms of reality? Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. You have.
Finally, time to choose sides.
Of course, Detective.
The RCM does not pick sides in...
Of course. And I don't... How could I stop?
Tell her she'll like you for it.
Yes, your disgusting necktie agrees completely! Let's gossip!
Weird, which isn't to suggest... Did you now? What sort of borscht is he making? The strike brew. Why, if I may ask?
Yes, Detective. What were you hoping to accomplish with this strange thing?
Very curious.
Truly. But that's how you...
A strange equanimity.
What else? Of course, Detective. Until then, is there anything I can help you with?
This door is made of metal and appears to be reinforced. Number 28. This is where the cleaning...
Let's see if anyone's home. Knock on the door.
No one answers.
Looks like the young man we are looking for isn't home. I think our best chance to catch him. We should return tonight after we have finished with our day's work. How about 9 p.m.? Sound good? It's alright. Tonight, right here, apartment number 28.
Trying to sneak up on...
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a die? Very good. That will be 7 real for 1 custom die. 1 universal die for Wirral Untethered.
It feels icy. Just holding this die in your hand sends a jolt of cold down your spine. Through the dark resin, you can make out a nugget of bone hewn from an alligator's jaw.
Looking for something? I don't know what you're talking about. He did something. He stole his employer's...
He's been expecting this. He's really puffed himself up.
Listen up, fuckwits. You don't scare me. You cops don't run Revachol West. You don't run Martinez. You don't run...
No. He means La Puta Madre.
The name resounds like a bell in the air. It looks like the lieutenant has a plan.
Yeah, him.
Then I presume you are familiar with his peonies.
Yeah, they're his little bitches. He's got them all over the unions.
Not just the unions. He has peonies everywhere. Some say he even has them in the RCM. Dirty fucking peonies who'd do anything for him. Multi-ethnic drug addicts.
You're not peonies. You wouldn't be investigating a drug thing if you were.
No, of course not. We are not peonies. But if we were, and one of Madre's drivers were to be stealing from him, Then it's a good pianist's job to find out who that is. It's not a hard job. It won't take a long time. It won't make Padre Madre angry. But a stupid fucking racist is standing in the way, protecting this fucking thief.
I'm not scared of you or the mob. I'm under the protection of the Lorrymen and Carters Guild.
You've seen that corpse in the ceramic armor there. Did his shitty little guild protect him?
Nah, you wouldn't just leave him out there if you...
The lieutenant turns and gives you a barely perceptible nod. I've softened him up as best I could. Now it's on you to finish the job. Be careful. This man's still got some fight in him by the looks of it. It won't be easy to break him.
Looking for something?
Men like this only respect two things: strength and fear. Time to turn up the volume.
Fuck you, I told you. I'm not gonna...
There. His voice grows smaller as yours.
Fucking homo cop. Look, fuck you, man. It's some lorry down there. Green banged up thing. I don't fucking know who she is.
When did she go away?
I don't know. I don't even know her name. She just rolls with the fleet and acts like a big shot. Some dyke, probably. I haven't even seen her for days.
Now it's not a big deal for him anymore. This is how he saves face.
Past the monument. Down there. The Green Temple. Now, leave me...
A small temple by the monument. Green.
Looks like he got his adrenaline up, too. This green found, A to Z, contemporaire, is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days.
This must be the one he told us about, unless he was lying.
The glass on the side windows is tinted and covered with dust. It feels like you're peeking into someone's home residence. Inside it's private, cozy, warm. The door is locked. The handle looks shiny.
Use the pry bar to smash the window. Open it from the inside. I don't know how good it is, but this investigation has taken long enough.
This green found, A to Z, contemporaire, is parked. With a firm grip, you raise the pry bar, a glint of light catching on the tip. Call down the hammer of truth and justice. Release your secrets, Lorry Cabin. The window shatters.
Subtle.
The smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters. Actresses smile from the walls. These are movie posters featuring stars. One of them particularly catches your eye. The actress is draped in a sheathed dress. A feeling of tenderness washes over you. Wait, doesn't she resemble someone you know? The actresses and the rare actor. Looks like the frequency does.
Strange. There are so many radio stations saved here. Must be over 100 at least. For contacting an entire fleet of... Looks like we are dealing with an impressive organizational tool. Doesn't look like it. It's completely inoperable.
The smell of 1,000... You wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look. Seems like the few tools lying around here, but one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper has been glued.
Sandpaper? A novel technique. Must be to offer some.
The movie stars are still. A metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's empty. It's an issue of Petty Ferrique from last Wednesday. It looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine. Complex method. These formulas look oddly painful. Maybe it's that.
The Ulan frequency system? I've never heard of that before. I know of FM, AM, UKV, but...
The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. The rest is as it was. Radio. Close the rusty...
Great. I think we got everything. A word, detective? All right, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found, so we don't do it in front of the company rep. Honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far. I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter. Particularly, I'm not sure what the Ulan frequencies are all about, but they may hold...
Listening in on your calls between you and your...
As elegant as they are...
Don't be fooled. Desire always plays a role.
Yes, well...
Unimportant.
We didn't find anything conclusive linking them to the smug. My suggestion is, we should return to the murder case. See what there are more than enough. The fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. An investigation, I mean. All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on... Debrief over.
I saw you poking around in Lady Driver's lorry. She in trouble? Still better than me, I guess. Told you there's plenty of others who'd tell on her. But, is she in trouble? Oh man, that's like a load off my mind. All that stress was messing up my rhymes. Oh, you know. Tommy Leham's gonna be a musician. Sprechgesang, but with beats. I've got a lot. Tommy Lam was taken. My real name's Jerry Lafitte. Tommy's way better.
It's more him. The man taps his fingers rhythmically.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? Yes, my eyes on the harbour have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered? It doesn't really matter. And I do apologize. In any case, it's a relief to know someone has looked into it.
She's trying to conceal her excitement. The lieutenant is about to interject. Cut him off. This decision should be yours.
If there is an investigation, it will be part of an ongoing operation.
Of course, detectives. In any case, I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't...
The words bloodbath sound cold in her mouth.
Yes. I'm afraid this strike may
Since you are sharing, ma'am, this is also the...
Then we're on the same page, as grim as it may be. I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail. They were dispatched after
Every worker...
a member of the board. I tried to convince my employer it was simply a piece of rhetoric or a joke. They didn't. Absolutely not. These mercenaries are...
Who are they?
Crenell, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but They do not answer to me. They wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They all...
So, what happened?
The story is, one of them, the colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant Union reps. He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched. Last Sunday night. Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbour. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenell contractors carry out their orders, for now. It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow.
What is the nature of this so-called investigation?
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants.
It will be all of them. The decision is already made.
Surely you're joking. If you don't pin this on someone good, and do it fast...
They would have to project...
The Debarders have over 2,000 men. It will be...
Have you ever seen a Hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty. These men work in tandem using semi- and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all. As I said, a bloodbath.
It appears you found it, yes. And I'm not happy for you.
Many bleak scenarios. All we can do is keep the rest from going the same way. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation. Or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers. The remaining contractors. Their tribe that the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around.
The lieutenant consults his note.
Odd. We haven't heard any reports about an assault in connection with the lynching. Where did it take place?
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, a group... That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest...
You meet her soon enough, you feel?
Not much. Their public resume is relative...
Down a deep, black well.
They boast a long list of clients,
meaning they're used to operating...
Yes. All the good conflict corridors. Supramundi, Yesut, the Seminese Islands. I wouldn't go as far as to use that term, detective. Yes.
Feels like there's a good response here, but you're not coming up with one.
Sadly, no. If you still have access to the ICP's database...
Do you know a lot about the inner working?
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I did not think I'd be... I have. And they will. If you mean, did I see him alive?
You don't know how you know. It's not written on her face, nor in her voice. But
liked is a bit strong. He... Lely, his service name, a nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his... One is a man. Courty, they call him.
What would you say was his eye color?
She closes her eyes.
I can't remember.
That's all right, then.
He was 40. Or 50.
What else?
He was, in a way, it was humanizing. He had to... They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes. Ghetto savages.
Vigilantes? You're a professional officer of the only...
Somehow, I doubt that lecturing them on the legitimate use of force... You're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved.
One is obviously the scab leader at the harbour gates. The one chant, the other has a vantage point in a building south of the roundabout. They were keeping tabs on you while you were canvassing the lorry drivers.
That may be so. I still hope you heed my advice.
For all your talk of averting this catastrophe, the situation at the gate is a powder keg.
Of course it bothers me, Lieutenant. But my hands are tied. How would my employer react if it appeared I were intervening on behalf of...
Your concern may be appearances. Ours is keeping the peace.
That would afford a good vantage point.
Where is your radio for contacting them, if I may ask?
Heavens no. I'm not an undercover agent. There's a shortwave at the ship's wheel. I hope I can answer it better. Until the executions start. Truthfully, I don't...
They don't report their progress.
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative.
5 days, not more. Maybe sooner.
It's a matter of days, not weeks. I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If...
This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number. The shackle snaps like a twig, and the lock falls.
After you, detective.
A plaster cast bust depicts a middle-aged man with impressive sideburns. The name on the plinth reads Kraz Marzov.
The White Star, the photos on the wall. I think we have broken into the apartment of a young communard. How fitting.
The lieutenant raises a brow.
Thank you for sharing this wonderful opinion on human sexuality. There aren't many communists around. Not after the revolution. Whoever lives here definitely shares your... There aren't many communists around.
That isn't just a 5-pointed star. It's an inverted white pentagram. The star and antlers was developed in the 6th decade. Even today, half a century after, the star to symbolize that also some social democrats were all because white is the color of peace. Gone is the glory of hope. Master investigator, you just can't keep yourself away from locked and hidden places, can you? Attaboy, the world's secrets were made for you. They wait patiently for you to...
Everything's still cool here, officer.
A rusting control. You grab the handle and pull the lever up. As soon as the water lock starts moving,
Okay, if we ever need to get to the coast, then this is the way. But please, contain your...
focus on one thing. Achieve it